Hey everyone, this is Rachel from Non-Essential Media, and you're listening to the Lifecast podcast. Just as a reminder, this is a teen-rated podcast. We do occasionally use some strong language, so if you are under the age of 13, do not listen. If you're 13 or older, please stay tuned and enjoy. As always, thank you so much for listening. Hello and welcome back to Lifecast, where we talk about anything and everything.
It's just a conversation between two people.
Exactly. You might identify with, you might not.
You might think we're great. You might want to kill us.
Probably both.
That's some Ted Bundy level stuff right there.
I'm Rachel.
I'm Jackie.
And welcome back.
Welcome back.
Today we're going to be talking about where we left off last episode, which was talking about awkward interactions, I guess.
Yeah.
Experiences you have with people, like when you walk into the store and you see someone you know and you both make eye contact, but you don't know whether you should say hi or just keep going. But Jackie has a story to share with us, so I'm excited.
Here's the thing. I didn't recognize this person.
Ooh, even more awkward.
I was in the store, and this guy walks up, and he's like, hey, how's it going? And I'm like, good. And I kind of start to back away because I'm like, why are you talking to me? Did you like want to ask me for money or something? What's going on? And he's like, Jackie, how's it? I haven't seen you in so long. And I'm like, cool. And I was like, I'm sorry, I don't know. I was just upfront about it because, you know, a lot of people, they pretend like they know.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, this guy knows me really well. And I feel bad that I don't know who he is. And for context, I was at my previous job. So I was...
Oh, is this...
So I was undercover. So I was in plain clothes. So I don't know if this person's coming in and they're there to do harm to somebody, and they're testing to see if I'm the head of security.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, what is going on? You know, like, maybe I really don't know this guy.
Yeah.
And I was like, sorry, man, like, I don't recognize you. I don't remember you. And he's like, stop playing around, and he hugged me. And I'm hugging him back awkwardly.
Ooh.
And I'm like, I don't know you. I'm like, nah, dude, I really don't know you. And he's like, stop playing around. And we went to high school together. Fuck, dude, high school was 10 years ago. Yeah. I don't remember anyone from high school.
Dude, a year after high school, I don't think I remembered anyone.
I was like, what the fuck? And then it clicked suddenly in my head as he was hugging me. And I was like, and he said,
you're like racking your brain the entire time.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Who is this? Who is
I was
this?
panicking. I don't know how he didn't notice my panic.
Yeah.
And after he said we went to high school together, and I think he'd mentioned something else, like some other memory we had shared. And we didn't share a lot of moments together, though, which was made it even weirder.
Obviously, you made an impact on his life,
I mean, I make a lot of impact on people, so it's fine. He was like, when he said that he was from high school, I recognized him, and I was like, oh, Alex, yeah, man, I was just playing around. I remember you. And I went to go shake his hand, and he's like, yeah, I knew you were just playing around, blah, blah, blah. And he's talking to me, and I'm like, what the like, it was the most awkward experience.
Oh my god.
Normally I run into people I know and I give them like a little head nod.
Yeah.
And if they want to talk, they're going to stop and talk.
Yeah.
And if they don't, then they're going to head nod and continue on. And that's the proper way, I think, to greet people that you don't really... Like, if I ran into you in the store... I've ran into you in the store and I follow you.
Yeah,
I'm like,
just,
Rachel,
but that's just because that's we're that good of friends.
Yeah, exactly.
And it would be really weird to head nod. Like, it would just be it would be
dismissive.
more awkward to, like, head nod than... If you head nodded at me, I would know not to talk to you because you're taking care of something.
Exactly.
Like,
I'm busy.
Yeah. Like, that's what would be going down. But if we were, like, at a completely different store, it would be weird not to talk to each other. But there's those people that, like, you're acquaintances with or you really just don't know that well. Yeah, where you, like, head nod and you're like, hey, you know? But I feel like I always get in those awkward situations of having to, like, stop and talk to people.
Yeah, what is there to talk about?
I don't know. I'm like, I don't want to sit here for an hour and get caught up on life. Like, if you
don't like you,
message me and say you want to go get coffee or something. Sure. Or, you know, or like, I never really liked you, you know? So
90% of the time, I probably didn't like you.
If we're still not in contact, I mean,
there's a reason.
Yeah. If we're still... I mean, some people are good people, you just fall out of contact.
Sure.
But for the most part, if you were, like, acquaintances and never really, really that good of friends... I probably just didn't really like you. We just never really clicked.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with you, nothing wrong with me. We just never clicked, you know?
Yeah, it happens. And not everyone has to be friends with everybody.
And so if I see you in a store, I don't necessarily want to stop and talk to you. Especially if I'm ratchet, you know? And I'm just trying to go and get diapers and come
You're like,
out.
I'm in my PJs. Do I look like I have time to
talk? I'm in my Cookie Monster PJs, so leave no...
So you're a heroin addict.
Oh, God. Yeah, so...
Yeah, it's weird to me how people think that.
I just pretend like I don't see people. Like, I usually catch people before they see me, and so
And you run away?
I run away or pretend like I don't see them.
Smart.
And then, just go on from there. There's sometimes where you just can't avoid eye contact. Like, they're waiting for you to notice them, and then you see them, and you're like...
They're waving at you?
Dang, it's happened. Eye contact has been made. They're walking over here. If I walked away now, it would just...
It'd be rude.
I'd be an asshole.
But why is it a social obligation to have to know what's going on in someone's life? It shouldn't have to be.
It shouldn't have to be. If you most likely were on social media together, you already see my life.
It hasn't changed.
Yeah, it hasn't changed since the last picture I uploaded like 5 minutes ago, so no.
The last thing you updated was the Rainbow Bright sponge thing. Do
exactly,
you still want
my
that?
life hasn't changed from that.
She still wants it, guys.
I actually do still want that. I want to experience it still. It still looks really cool.
I want to experience the sponge painting.
It still looks really cool, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
I don't think there's anything from my childhood that I'm that passionate about. Where I'm like, okay. I'm disappointed I didn't get to experience. And there's a lot of things, like a lot of people that
those infomercials got me every single time as a kid.
So you had like the bedazzled.
Oh,
what was that thing called?
The bedazzler thing. That yeah. I never got into that really because I was like, it seems like too much work. But there was this thing that was like that went along with like this, not necessarily sponge painting. It's similar to like anything arts and crafts. As a kid, I loved arts and crafts. And there was like something that like you it was like a reflector, and you traced whatever was on the other side. And it was like a way to trace stuff.
Oh, I remember that.
And yeah. It was like the coolest things. Or blendy pens that you mix together and you make a oh my god, blew my mind. Like that kind of stuff. I was like, what is this magic I've never heard of? I want this in my life. But, we were really poor with family when I was a kid. So I was like, yeah, never going to
Not going to drop $19.99 plus $19.99 shipping and handling.
Videos. Yeah, there's people that make YouTube videos solely off of buying As Seen on TV products.
Wow, there's a whole market for that out there.
Well, now you can buy them in store. They're not just As Seen on TV.
I know, you don't have to call a number.
I know.
And pay cash on demand.
And it was always like, you have to be 18 or older. And I'm like 9. And I'm like, dang it, I have 9 more years. I'd be like, Mom, please get this. She's like, no.
The only thing that I wanted was like the moon sand stuff.
Oh, man.
I'm a big, like, I like clay and stuff. I wish I could get into sculpting, but I'm terrible at it. But I like stuff in
pottery. It was horrible.
I like the feeling of stuff in between my fingers.
Oh.
If that is
okay, so when I do perler stuff, I will stick my hand in the entire
Dude,
perler
it feels really good.
And just like the feel, it's just
Have you ever stuck your hand in like a bag of flour?
Yes.
It feels so good, right?
Does. Like you can just keep your hand in there and like move your fingers. Or okay, it's really. I really hope no one uses the flour after. No, just kidding. Please buy your own flour if you're gonna test this out. Don't use your family's flour. Go buy a separate bag.
But what I'm not a big fan of is my feet touching stuff. Like there's a volleyball courts here that are sand that I almost died at the last time we played there. But when we were playing, you were there for a little bit at that barbecue.
Yeah.
My feet were burning so bad from the sand
because it was hot, or
no,
just because
from the sensation of the arches of my feet which are very, very tender.
Oh,
because I have high arches. My feet are beautiful.
I have flat feet. I have extremely flat feet.
My arches don't touch stuff unless it's something that conforms to the shape of my foot. So it was burning. I actually got a blister because the skin is so fresh there.
Yeah.
It's never been exposed. It's only exposed to that stuff when I'm there.
Yeah.
So, and same thing.
So if you do something for a long period of time, like play volleyball in sand,
it hurts. Yeah. Yeah, which is why I hate playing in the sand
my dad has flat feet. I have flat feet, so I really don't experience that.
You wouldn't be able to join the military. Huh? You wouldn't be able to join the military. They don't accept flat feet.
My dad was in the military. Maybe he doesn't have complete flat feet.
Yeah, he must not be completely flat.
These are my feet. Like, I have a little tiny bit of an arch, but they're pretty flat for the most part. You know.
I'm gonna hang on. Let's show you my feet.
I'm really curious to see how big of an arch you have. Okay, guys, we're getting really weird here. Dang. Like, compared to mine?
Yeah, you have very flat feet.
Yeah.
Look at how thin my foot is compared to yours.
I know.
Because of the arch.
That's crazy.
I know. I have really long toes.
Yeah, you do. You're just like...
And my feet stink.
Well, I mean, I can't smell right now, so... That's probably good.
Yeah, see, look at how soft that is.
That's just crazy.
Nothing touches it.
Yeah.
So being on sand is
So
really
how does
painful.
it, like, wearing tennis shoes all day long? Do you have to get special tennis shoes, like, to match the arch of your feet?
Fun fact, I'm wearing volleyball shoes right now.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and you can see the way that these shoes are set up, because they're set up because they're expecting you to have to stop, start, jump.
Yeah.
They're set up so the cushioning on them is probably the best. And I mean, you can, it's dirty, but you can stick your hand into the shoe
And feel the arch.
and feel the arch. You want to?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
I'll take your word for it.
The option's there. I'm gonna have to buy new volleyball shoes soon eventually anyways.
You're going to bring them over and be like, just feel the arch.
Before I put them on, I'm gonna be like, feel the arch on these shoes. These are a pretty popular brand of, and they're not going to pay me to say the brand name on here, so I'm not going to, but they're a pretty popular brand of volleyball shoes.
Yeah.
And they're running shoes too, of the same brand. The only shoes that I'll wear if I'm going to be on my feet for a long time. With the exception of being some boots, but I can be on my feet for all day and no pain in my feet at all.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I'm always interested. It's really weird how people's feet, it's like fingerprints in a way. Like, everyone's feet are different.
They're very different.
And to me, like, you have those people that get grossed out by feet. I don't mind feet. Like, it's not like I want to be around feet 24/7 or like want to touch everyone's feet, but I really
that would be a fetish.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have any kind of fetish in that way, but they don't bother me. But I also, like, with stuff like in sand, I don't mind. Like, I enjoy getting pedicures, but what really bothers me is, like, the feeling of things stuck in between my toes.
Yeah, I can imagine. I don't have that.
I think that would bother most anyone, but you never really know.
The only thing that
really bothers me.
I don't know if I've ever had that feeling to the point long enough for it to bother me, but what happens to me sometimes is my little toe crosses over the toe.
This is such a random conversation.
It crosses over the toe next to it.
Okay.
Like, it kind of gets caught.
Yeah,
and
okay,
that
I can relate to that.
Yeah.
Because they're so close to it.
Yeah,
like
it'll
like
get
they're so close.
No, it'll literally, like, arch over a little bit.
Really?
Like, the arch. Yeah, my toes are long enough that it does that it'll arch over. And
my toes are just, my toenails and my nails in general are just so tiny.
So to show you, so you can see the length of my toe, it'll arch over and it'll get stuck like that.
Wait, let me see this.
Like that.
Ooh, awkward.
I don't know why it does it, but it does sometimes. And so you'll see me take my shoes off and stick my finger right there. It's because I'm adjusting my toe.
Gotcha. Good to know. I'll know that from now on.
It's a fun fact.
Blake, every so often, he'll give me, like, a foot massage. And when he does, he knows this bothers me. He'll stick every single one of his fingers in between my toes.
Oh, that's weird.
Literally, I can't stand the feeling. And he'll keep them there. And I'm like, stop. And I'm like squirming and kicking him and everything. And he'll do it just because it bothers me. And I'm like, it just... Like, when you get a pedicure, this never happens to me anymore because I bring flip-flops and have them put them on. But when they used to put things, like, in between your toes after you get your nails painted, or, like, when women do it in general when they paint their toes, I can't stand to have those things in between my toes. They bother me so much.
So when you, like, get divorced, the reason on the paper is going to be
I
you
feel like
kept
he kept touching my toes.
It's funny, though, how, like, our feet, like, I wonder what it is mentally, like, in our brain that makes us not like that feeling on our feet. But with our hands, like, we want to stick our hands. Like, we want to stick our feet in perler beads.
Feet, we just don't care. Like, I mean, they're exposed to anything. Like,
yeah,
we walk out places barefoot. We don't care. Like, they're meant for that. But yet, there's certain things like that will drive people crazy.
Such a weird...
But yeah, our hands, it's like, whatever, we don't really care.
I want to know the scientific reason for this, because there's got to be a reason why our feet are more sensitive than our hands. Well, they're both sensitive, but in different ways. Like, it's...
Yeah.
Our feet are sensitive, but it annoys us. And our hands are sensitive, but we like it.
Yeah. As weird as that is, yeah, exactly. Like, touching stuff, I don't know. It's because it's like our main sense of touch is through our hands,
Yeah.
So, it's like access to a whole other world, I guess. Please comment below if we have a comment section, or like tweet at us or something if you can relate to this. Let us know what you think the reason is as to why our feet are more sensitive than our hands.
I want the scientific reasons.
Yes, someone research it.
The government is willing to give you money. There's no way they're not willing. They do research on everything.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
There's people that are paying. There's
Or
companies.
do you have any weird things like with your hands that you like to stick your hand in, or maybe you don't like to?
Yeah, I want to know what you like to because I want to try. Like I never would have known about flour if I hadn't just dug my hand in there one day.
Yeah, what else do you guys stick your hands in?
Can't wait for the responses we're gonna get from this.
Oh God.
Keep it PG-13.
Yeah, please.
Keep it PG.
People like, I like to stick my hands in peanut butter. Ew, peanut butter disgusts me.
Dude, I love PB&J.
No, I love peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Like, don't get me wrong. It's like that, and it's like another thing with root beer. I hate peanut butter.
But you love peanut butter
and
jelly.
But I love peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I'm like Reese's Cups. I like them occasionally. Occasionally can have like a peanut butter cup, but like occasionally. Peanut butter just not a fan. There's just certain things.
I love peanut butter.
I hate it.
And now they have like all different.
If I do have peanut butter, like peanut butter jelly, I want like crunchy peanut butter. Oh. Out.
Yeah, I have to wear my hair back for work, so I used to wear my hair back all the time when I was younger, and then I just started cutting my hair. Oh my God, remember how I sent you a picture of my my college ID? My college badge and didn't have a picture? I found my high school ID from my senior year at my parents' house the other day when I was house sitting. I don't remember why I was digging through stuff, but I was digging through stuff.
Wait, you found your high school card?
My high school ID card. I'll have to take a picture of it and send it to you. I look like a punk. Like, I'm like, this person commits crimes. Is what I look like. I still look like I commit crimes, but not as much as I did when I was a teenager. It's funny, I was a brat I think everyone was a brat as a kid. I was definitely a brat. Like, I don't have a problem admitting that. But it's funny how many people, like, saw us and thought we were, like, drug addicts or alcoholics or whatever, and we were the only sober people in the whole school.
Yeah.
And everyone saw us as, like, troublemakers, but we were, like, we had good hearts, like, we were out there, like, we were volunteering, and we, like, wanted to help each other and help other people, and...
Goes to show you never... That's one thing I've learned. You never know. You never know what someone's going through or, like, what their story is.
Yeah.
You can't just assume.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah, I was just the normal, like, fly under the radar kind of kid that never got into trouble or did anything bad.
We always got into trouble for, like, weird stuff.
Goofing around.
3 things that happened involving people throwing stuff. In middle school, I was the person who convinced people to do things they shouldn't do. But
you never did them yourself,
I never
right?
did them myself.
Nice.
So I convinced my buddy Ron to throw a pint of milk against the wall. And he did it right as a teacher walked outside. So guess who got in trouble? Ron did.
Ron did. Your face when you said that? Like, plot twist, Ron did.
In high school, I convinced this kid we called 50 Shots, let me tell you the story about him in a second, to throw an orange across the cafeteria. He hurled this orange across the cafeteria. It didn't hit anyone because it hit the support beam in the cafeteria and got stuck there.
Nice.
That dude should have been pitching for the Yankees.
Actually.
Third time I convinced Chris Garcia to take a thing of ranch dressing and walk over to the table next to us and throw it as hard as he could. So he walked over to the table next to us and as hard as he could threw this thing of ranch dressing and it exploded on everyone. The next day, his brother, and you've seen them both. You've seen Chris and Jeremy. Yeah. They don't look alike at all.
I've heard this story.
Yeah, we go into creative cooking class, and the creative cooking teacher's like, how could you do that to Jeremy? And Jeremy didn't even have the same lunch as us. Yeah. He's like, what are you talking about? How could you be so disrespectful as to throw that dressing like that? And he's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And they were 100% convinced it was Jeremy that did it, even though it was Chris that had thrown the ranch dressing.
What?
Yeah.
Did Chris ever get in trouble for it?
I think he had to clean it up and that was it. I don't think there was any real trouble.
Wow.
Hello again, everyone. It's Rachel from Non-Essential Media. Thanks again for taking the time to listen. I hope you laughed and found enjoyment in our humorous chit-chatting. We'd love to hear from you, so please feel free to reach out to us on social media. You can find us on Twitter at NonEssentialM, as well as Facebook by searching Non-Essential Media. We also have a website, nonessentialmedia.com, and on there you can find some info about us and the creators we work with, as well as more about the different projects we have going on, such as Chaos Fiction and Zeros of the Table. There's also some really cool merch, so make sure to check it out. And lastly, please check out our Patreon. We have some really cool rewards and some awesome things we'd love to do with your support. You guys are the reason we do what we do, and we cannot do it without you. We love you, and you're amazing.